It's another beautiful day here in the Shire. So let's head inside and see what Renee is up to in the kitchen.
Nothing says summer like strawberry shortcake. I'm going to show you how to make this, and I guarantee you it's going to wow everyone at your picnic. Almost impossible to get wrong. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do strawberries. I use this a lot for strawberry shortcake, but you can also use it for any type of dessert that you have that you want to serve strawberries over, like an angel food cake, or just to have fruit and whipped cream. This basically works the same for everything. So there are basically a million different ways to get the top off of the strawberry. You can start by just pulling it off, but that's when you've got this many to do. I have done 2 quarts. That's too many. Another way to do this is to take, this is a carrot peeler. So we're gonna take a carrot peeler, put your thumb right in the middle, and just kind of saw through that. And there you've got this. Another interesting way to do this is if you have a straw. This one is not my favorite, but it's slick and it's kind of cool. It takes too much of the strawberry, but if you have big strawberries, it's not as much of an issue. Put that in the bottom and just push that up through. Ta-da! And your top comes right off. This is the problem. You've gotten rid of some of your strawberries, so, but that's okay. And then the other way that is not, you don't get as much of the strawberry either, but is just to cut that end off. And then for strawberry shortcake, I would do that. And basically, any of these ways that you want to do it, I find the cutting of the end is the quickest. And then the next thing, these are fresh strawberries, by the way. They were picked today. They are delicious, and they make a big difference. There is nothing better than fresh strawberries. And now we're going to sweeten the strawberries. And like I said, this is about 2 quarts. A lot of people make strawberry shortcake many different ways, but I just like old-fashioned. Taste the strawberries. You can put spices in with them if you want to. You know, people put leaves, and I am all about spicing and taste and building flavor, and you all know that if you watch this channel. However, this is one of those more purist recipes for me.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
It's the way I grew up, and there is no other strawberry shortcake but the way I'm showing you. So I just simply put about a half a cup, a quart of sugar on top. I start there, but I just sprinkle that over the top, and I give it a quick stir. And this is all by taste. If this amount of sugar makes a perfect amount of syrup on the bottom. So what's going to happen now is I'm gonna set these aside, and usually it takes about a half an hour to start getting that liquid that you want. So we're gonna wait a little bit, and in the meantime, I'm gonna show you how to make this delicious biscuit.
Renee told me she uses an old wartime ingredient and a special technique to achieve those tall, fluffy biscuits for a strawberry shortcake. And right now, she's going to show you how to do it.
Okay, so I have my oven preheating at 475, and we're going to start with some flour. And, oh, yes. The next ingredient is called Bakewell cream. This was invented during World War II because there was a cream of tartar shortage. So it's basically a glorified baking powder, but it's just simply amazing, and I've been using this for years. So we're going to use some of this, and we'll put that in. Baking soda and salt. So what we'll do with those is we'll whisk that all together. Make sure you get that all mixed up. All right, so now I've take a stick of butter. I cubed the butter, and I'm going to mix this in. Now this is kind of like pie dough. This is cold, and there's going to be some snapping going on when it hits the heat, which is why the heat is so high. So we're going to cut this in. This is a pastry blender. We're just going to cut this in until it looks like chunky, looks like, I guess little pebbles is the best way to say that. But it only, I mean, that took me about a minute to get this right. So, all right. So basically we've got butter in there that is, you can see the chunks of butter. They're just, this is perfect. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pour cold whole milk in with this. And once you pour this in, you want to get this stirred up as quickly as possible. So we're going to just put this in. We're going to mix this together. You don't want to touch this too much, and I think that's perfect. So I'm going to leave that alone. You just want to stir that until it's wet. And then we're going to just make sure our counter is dry. We're going to put some flour down on the counter. And we're going to dump this out onto the counter. And then we're going to knead this just 4 or 5 times to make sure that's together, but you don't want to touch this too much because you don't want that butter to melt in there. So we're just going to make sure this is all cohesive, and I think that's good. Okay, so the next step here, we're going to roll these out to 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch, and I'm just going to sprinkle the countertop down and make sure it's floury. And then I'm going to lightly, you want to very gently roll this dough out. We want it to 3/4 inch. I like to go with the 3/4 inch, which is probably right about there. Let's measure that. Yep, that's just about 3/4 inch. So roll this out just a little bit more. Try to square up those edges as much as possible. This just adds a little bit of an extra step, but it's interestingly so worth it. Okay, so now when you cut down like this, these layers that we're trying to create layers, it squishes the sides together so that you end up with the side like this, and there's no way for that biscuit to puff up as much. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and cut it so that the pressure is coming this way. And we're going to lay that on top of that one, and we're going to lay it on top of that one, creating even more layers. Get some more flour on here. Pull this over. And now we're going to roll those out so that they're 3/4 inch again, but they've now got layers. Just squaring that up. That's a little thick. Let's measure that again. Yep. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to cut the edges off just ever so slightly so that you want to be very gentle with this. So it's square. Just gently cutting through that to leave that open. And then we're going to do the same thing down through middle of this. I've made this wide enough. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut it like this. And if you look here, you can see the layers. You can really see them there. You've got layers going. See the layers, and that butter is going to make those pop even bigger than they would normally have popped. This recipe is great without doing this if you don't want to bother, but it takes very little time. And now I'm just going to pick up the biscuits. I'm going to put them on the cookie sheet. They're a little bit different size. Sometimes they come out better sized than this, but then we're going to put them in the oven for 5 minutes, and then we're going to turn the oven off and let them sit for another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes, and I'm going to turn this oven off, and now we're going to let them sit in here for another 5 to 10 minutes to make sure they get done. Don't open the oven. That's going to be hard. You have to, if you don't have a light, just crack it a little bit to look at, after the next 5 minute mark. But they should be done soon.
They're baking away. Layers stacked higher than your weekend to-do list. After the break, you'll get to see why it was totally worth it. Welcome back. And I'll be honest, I took a peek. You aren't going to believe this.
Oh, those are so lovely. So these are browned perfectly on the top. And if you flip this over, that is a beautiful brown. And the height of these, I'll take this one, is phenomenal. And you can still see all the layers in there, and that makes for a flaky, you can see the butter. There's a piece of butter right there that popped. These holes in there that you're seeing, that's the butter popping. Those biscuits look amazing. And if you poke them like this, they're hot. I'll just do it. But if you poke these like this, they bounce right back. Just so you can see what I'm talking about with regards to the edges. But this is what you get when you cut with this type of cookie biscuit cutter. You get that rounded edge. And if you look in the very same biscuit where I left this edge so we could see, and you turn this over, any other edge that you look at has all of these layers that are showing. There's probably some edges under here because it puffed up somewhat, but cutting down with the knife so that you're not, smashing everything together makes the perfect biscuit. Okay, we're gonna let these sit for just a minute, and then we're gonna go to the next step for this strawberry shortcake. Okay, so we're gonna take one of these biscuits, take a fork, and just press that in there to break that apart so that the sides are even. If you take a knife, it takes away all those nice nooks and crannies. I'm gonna lay this out. Here is some whipped cream. And if you don't know how to make whipped cream, I have a video for that here. And this is all homemade whipped cream, and it's yummy and delicious and lasts for a while in the refrigerator if you don't use it all. This is an elegant dessert that doesn't look elegant. And so I'm not going to try to make this look anything but it is. My feeling on strawberry shortcake is that it needs a lot of strawberries, and it needs a lot of that juice that's in there that's developed in the last hour or so. And that is the yummiest You just don't want to run out of strawberries when you're eating strawberry shortcake. And then we're just going to take, I mean, I could fancy this up with the ice cream scoop, but I'm not going to bother with that. So this is the strawberry shortcake. And look at all that juice that wasn't there before. Yum. So let's see how that's all absorbing into the biscuit. Yum, yum, yum. Let's give this a try. Get some of that juice in there. Here's the whole bite. That tastes like summer. Oh, this is so good. This is just the way my mother made it, my grandmother. As far as I'm concerned, this is the way to eat strawberry shortcake in the summer.
I gotta say, if you showed up at my family picnic with this strawberry shortcake, we'd find a way to keep you around all weekend. We've got more great videos for you to watch. So, until next time.
Thank you.